as you were describing all that, it made me think about like my family.
This is Michael, by the way. This is
we didn't even start the podcast. Are we starting it?
We're starting it.
Right.
What is your profession?
Bro, at a certain point, like energy and how you spend your time is like worth more than money.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like just time in general now at this point. Time is everything, absolutely everything. Most valuable currency for sure.
Yeah.
But we're lucky enough to be able to say that.
Oh yeah.
Some people,
Very fortunate.
all my brothers and sisters in the Philippines right now just trying to pick up some breadcrumbs on the side of the road, and I'm like, oh yeah.
It's hard to put it in perspective sometimes, you know. You can't like literally put yourself in other people's shoes. You know, you can imagine, but it's something that I've also struggled with to like really perspective.
You mean like you mean just by day by day? Like
day by day, and like just putting like really genuinely putting yourself in someone's shoes. Like that's so hard to do.
Yeah.
You know, because you're not living that life. You have your own life that you got, and like your own worries, your own problems.
It's true, but I really do feel like at least within the last several years or so, through the transformations we've been through, even the psychedelic trips and everything, I feel like I've gained better ability on how to really empathize with people.
Yeah.
It's almost like a form of meditation where I literally have to put myself in another realm and dimension, just see myself through their eyes and just try to imagine everything that they're going through, like what their situation is. And the fact is, it's never ever going to be perfect because you never know what everyone's going through unless they decide to tell you their full on story and every single little piece of shit that they've gone through in their life. But I mean, I do believe that that's the special power that we have as humans, is to be that empathetic.
Of course.
Because if we couldn't, then where's the love? Bro?
Where's the love? Love is everything. Love is like, it's gotta be like the master emotion, I think.
Is love an emotion?
Ooh.
Or is it an action?
I think it's certainly an emotion.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can feel love. You can also, it's definitely an action as well though. You do things out of love, but I mean in that sense it's also emotion still. I think it's more an emotion than an act. You can like act out of love, but once again, that's still emotion.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think this is where you and I kind of disagree a little bit. I think it's a little bit more of an action. I think it's a little bit more of a verb.
Oh.
Yeah. I believe it requires effort to love, and you must choose to love, but you have to
allow yourself. Yeah. You definitely have to open yourself to that emotion.
Yeah.
And you have to allow yourself to love, but you don't think it's an emotion at all?
I believe in the emotions of I believe in our hormones. I believe when I'm with a girl, she'll make me feel she could probably make me feel pretty fucking good for 9 months,
right?
And then I feel like the natural human instinct.
Do you think that's love, or do you think that's lust?
Yeah, exactly. I don't think it's love.
You think it's just lust?
I think it's lust.
Okay.
I believe the love is what I build with her when I do things for her and she does things for me, and I fucking love this girl because this girl cares about my well-being, and in return I don't want to do it conditionally, but it is how it works a lot of the time, especially not with our intention, but I choose in this form and fashion because this is the person I met who has gone through these things with me. I am going to love her, and I'm going to choose to do all my actions around loving her, taking care of her, making sure she's doing well, making sure she's okay. Even if we broke up and we weren't together anymore, I still want to continue to, in the place that I am, maintaining the boundaries that I should maintain.
Sure.
Love her, even if it's from afar.
Yeah.
Wish her the best. Mm-hmm. Speak only the things that I feel about her and how, the things she's done for me. Yeah, you understand what I'm trying to say.
Love is something that develops too. So I mean, as you were describing all that, it made me think about like my family.
This is Michael, by the way.
We didn't even start the podcast. Are we starting it?
We're starting it. Right, that'll be in there for sure. All
right.
We just hit a fucking savage ass workout.
Yeah.
We did a little leg day competition.
I got fucked up.
Yeah, dude, that was crazy. I'm actually surprised how many reps I hit.
Yeah, for 315?
Yeah.
That was insane. You hit like 12 or like 14.
No, I hit 20.
You hit 20? Oh my God.
I hit 20.
I was just looking at your ass the whole time.
To be honest, huh?
I was just looking at your
Look at
glutes
my
the whole
ass.
time. I lost count. I was like,
You guys,
nice glute.
you see that fucking Calvin's over here behind the cameras
We got
being a
Calvin
boy
right there.
too.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys seen that one TikTok where it's like you got to spot your boys and the guy just grabs his ass
I
while
did
he's-
see that. I did see that. I think the proper way is the double hook, nut to butt. Just get real in there. You know what I mean?
Nut to butt.
Nut to butt. Just get right in there. Get real secure.
I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
because you don't want to do just
do
the
that to me
bar
all the time.
Yeah, I got you.
Oh shit!
But yeah, no, that was a sick leg workout. I mean, I hit 315 for 2. I haven't even done that in months. I can't remember last time I even tried to do 315.
I think this just happens when we're together.
Yeah.
I think we bring the best out of each other.
Yeah, for sure.
I think you get me pretty hard,
Yeah.
like muscle hard.
Yeah, well, that could be the Cialis too, but
It helped with the pump. It did.
yeah, it does. It's a good nitric oxide
Right.
booster. It's really good.
Trenscend HRT. If you guys are wondering what I take.
But yeah, and then we hit lunges after. That was
Yeah,
a
and then
lot
we
of
hit some.
lunges.
Yeah, we did a lunge competition where we put 45 pounds on each side of the bar, and then decided to do an AMRAP. How many lunges could we do? And I think you hit like 45 or something, and then I don't know what I did.
You got 50.
I got 50.
Yeah, you got 50. You could have kept going. We both kept going. Like, and this was off.
It was
this
kind of weird. There was like a second wind.
Yeah, I know. That's what happens. I love those second
Well,
ones.
we could have kept going, but I realized that if we kept going, we would require maybe like an extra like half second there of like when we stand and wait till the next rep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like I want to make sure that I minimize any cheats whatsoever.
I was
So-
starting to do that. I was like, I ain't catch
Yeah.
my breath. I'm dying.
I know.
I was like, whoa, slow down.
That's why I'm trying to. Well, it was kind of cool. I actually did this workout video with Merkel.
Oh,
my
I saw-
boy.
yeah, I watched that one. I
I
watched that
fucking
one.
love that
Yeah,
kid,
yeah.
dude. He's such
He's
a
cool. He seems
real
cool. He
ass,
seems really
good
cool.
human being. But I was humbled. I was nicely humbled because he has like absolutely perfect form.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that was really cool to see was even in a rep competition, did he decide to give absolutely zero shits about
Yeah,
as
just
many
cheat a little
reps? Yeah, like, well, it's like I could tell he was trying, but like it was more like he didn't even really like. He could have tried more in terms of reps.
Yeah.
But he really just like was just like, I'm just gonna try to do the best form, and however many reps I hit, that's it.
Oh, he was like keeping perfect form the whole time.
Yeah, it was like perfect form the whole time.
Wow.
And so I got humbled, and I was like, dude, I don't think I won this, and I like said that in the video, and then I normally try not to, I was telling you I try not to like really look at the comments and be very dependent, or I try to stay as independent from the comments as possible.
Yeah.
But just like you, I also really care about the people that support me, and I do want to engage with them.
Yeah.
Man, everyone was like, "Yeah, no, Rick won, bro. You fucking your form is shit." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I was trying really hard."
I watched the pull up portion of it. I was like, wow, now I got smoked. I think was it the pull ups that you got smoked on, or like
There weren't any pull-ups.
was it muscle ups? Is something on the bar?
No, there was one where Ismail and I, the bodybuilder, and I won the muscle ups competition.
You did. I was impressed. You could do muscle ups. I didn't know you could.
Oh, you didn't think I could do any?
I didn't know you could do
I
muscle
think
ups.
I did like 13 or something.
Yeah, that's fucking.
He
sick.
did like 9 or something like that.
That was sick. Oh, I must have watched the different one then. I watched Ismail, I think.
Yeah, you probably watched Ismail. That one was a cool one. That one was fun.
The interesting thing about these
People are
like
enjoying
AMRAP challenges, though, it's like,
Oh shit.
performance is so based off that night prior and like how you sleep and like, just nutrition and everything. And
No, I know.
You were
Yeah.
telling me like, last night, like we have him and I totally have like complete different circadian rhythms. Like I'm up at 6 a.m. And you usually wake up at like
Yeah, dude.
9 or what? What time do you usually wake up nowadays? You think?
I wake up at 9.
9?
That's the most average
Yeah.
time. I try to wake up by 8. Sometimes if 7:30, that would be the sickest thing ever.
Yeah.
But I never make 7:30.
Yeah.
Sometimes if I have to sleep late the previous night, say that like my editor couldn't finish a video on Thursday, I had to sleep at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna wake up at 10 or
Yeah.
later. I'm
Yeah.
gonna give myself 8 hours minimum of sleep.
Yeah. But all that goes into like performance with like any sort of competition day thing, which is like what an AMRAP challenge is for YouTube. It's a little competition between the boys. So, but it was sick. It was a lot of fun.
It was fun.
Yeah.
The other funny thing though too is that like for transparent.
Yeah.
Depending on what you're on, it does make a huge, like if you decided to run one random like fast acting compound, say like it was an oral fast acting D-bol or something,
Ooh.
your strength would instantly be significantly improved.
Really?
In that week that you have just popped it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fucking insane how that works.
The only experience I have.
The size and difference, like maybe won't be as crazy and phenomenal, but like it's crazy how fast that shit works. Then again, it's only temporary. It's as long as you're on the gear. Once you come off it, you're off it, and you become normal again.
Sure.
Sometimes almost as if you didn't take anything whatsoever, depending on how
I've
you
heard
manage.
that.
But
do you retain gains from like running cycles? Would you say?
that's the problem. The only gains that you can retain is if you ran a cycle and then you ate the calories you're supposed to. So you built, you trained, and you ate with the purpose of gaining that mass. Then you would slowly, it would help your protein synthesis and thus help your actual muscle mass, what bodybuilders like to call muscle maturity over time.
Right.
But if you're not doing that, say like you're just doing it, get shredded. Yeah, you'll maintain your muscle mass for sure, but you're not going to gain shit. You got to fucking do all the hard work that a natural bodybuilder has to do on top of a lot of extra things.
Yeah, that's why I always like, I don't know, like, you know, people like to think like taking shit is like cheating in a sense. But dude, I mean, these guys who are taking stuff, like they work hard as fuck. Like your lifts are, I mean, you go intense. You know?
I mean, it totally depends on... It just totally depends on the situation.
Sure.
Like everyone's gonna, you know.
Yeah.
I don't even care. Like there's gonna be hate out there, but the fact of the matter is, if you're in a competition that's like regulated, you're in cycling, you're cheating if you're taking the gear.
Right.
But if you're in a stage like bodybuilding,
well, wait,
everyone in there is taking stuff. Everyone in there is taking stuff.
In like IFBB and stuff?
That's why it's the IFBB. That's why it's the biggest federation in the whole world. It's not tested whatsoever. So you don't even have to try to
like get around the testing.
Get around the test.
Yeah.
You don't even have to
like
try.
Other federations. Yeah.
You literally, the bodybuilders are on the most stuff when they step on the stage.
Dude, you know what I found out?
That's why they're that big.
Yeah. You know what I found out recently? Soccer is actually like a heavily doped sport. Like all these guys are running all kinds of PEDs in the off season. Yeah. Like a lot of Premier League players run cycles, you know, to like just get their endurance up, get their muscle up. And then they, you know, time the testing for when it happens. And then they just go into the league like way more jacked than they were the previous season. They're just obliterating. Yeah. I mean, dude,
is that the secret to Chris Ronaldo?
Bro, look at Ronaldo.
Shreds.
I mean, he's got to be on some stuff. I totally like.
Bro, but look at Calvin.
I mean, yeah, he's great, but like if you look at the progression of Ronaldo and his physique, I mean, at the minimum, he's got to be on peptides. Minimum.
Oh, peptides.
Minimum. Yeah.
But the peptides don't even show, bro.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, people are taking all kinds of stuff.
Well, I know what you're saying, though. Yeah. Like if he's that competitive, of course he's going to do whatever he can.
And he's like, what? He's like 37, 38 now.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's retiring soon. This is his last World Cup, actually.
I mean, are peptides even like? They are regulated in sports.
I think some peptides show up, like TB 500.
TB does.
Yeah, TB gets shown. BPC, I don't think does. Could you track like mod GRF1 and ipamorelin? Because that would just be like growth hormone increase, but I don't.
Yeah, I don't know if you can track that.
Yeah,
I have no clue. I do have. I mean, I am pretty sure if you were on ipamorelin for some time and it increased your growth hormone to a certain extent, your body is still like a pendulum to some extent. So I do believe that your growth hormone will decrease a little bit afterwards too. I mean, just for a small, tiny period of time, and not by very much.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Honestly,
I experimented it, and with like BPC 157 and TB 500, but what's interesting about those compounds is I was taking them just for like my gut health, like autoimmune issues. And by proxy,
has it helped a lot? Do you feel
it helped a lot? It helped a lot.
That's pretty sick, dude.
BPC especially, body protective compound 157, then TB 500. Like it is considered. I think Peter Attia was talking about it. That's kind of like the wild west of science right now. Like nobody really knows because the studies haven't been out long enough, and like it's not like long enough studies in general. But with me personally, like I've definitely, I've worked directly with a doctor who's kind of like manufacturing these peptides as well. And he's guided me through it, and it's helped me a lot with like my inflammation and like gut issues and everything.
Wait, you have a doctor who's guiding you through the peptide use?
Yeah. Dosage and everything.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah. It's been cool.
I technically have one too. Trenscend. Yeah.
Code Nyle.
Code Nyle. There's no code, but
It uses link.
yeah. It does help a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
No, it's sick.
I do love them. The reason I'm with Trenscend is because like if they didn't to be honest, if they didn't fucking reach out to me, I wouldn't have known that I could have had access to pharmaceutical grade stuff like this.
Yeah.
Because when I first started, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if this should be on there, but like sometimes it was like cheaper to get like tests that wasn't pharmaceutical grade,
Yeah.
fucking what, like $30 a bot.
God.
I don't know.
What is like
not that bad.
What does pharmaceutical grade run usually?
A lot more expensive, but it's also so much less sketchy, bro.
Well, yeah,
you don't know what fucking oils they're putting. You don't know what you just don't know what underground stuff is at all. you
think about the days like Arnie and
fucking
stuff.
Hulk juice.
No, yeah, think about like Arnie's days. Like they were just popping pills from like Mexico and shit. Who knows what they're taking?
Well, I mean, Arnie looks great though.
Yeah, he
so
fucking look great.
Maybe I should
give me whatever he was taking from Mexico.
From Mexico. Oh shit.
Oh man.
That's dope though. I'm glad that's helped you a lot.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool to see that there's now like a new age for men's health optimization.
Oh yeah.
Now we can like fucking TRT is becoming a more normal thing, and I think that's a fucking beautiful thing because there's a lot of people out there who aren't gifted with the genetics of having great testosterone, or maybe they just or maybe I don't know. You don't know. Maybe it's diet. Maybe it runs in their lineage.
Well, here's the interesting thing, right? Like you've seen it as well. Testosterone across the board for the past 20 years between men aged 18 to 25.
It lowers every fucking year.
It's down 27% in the last 20 years. For guys 18 to 25,
I've heard it lowers
normal.
like 1% every year or something.
That's
like
just
that.
not normal. So it makes you wonder, like, I mean, is it stuff in the food? Is it environmental? Is it full-blown lifestyle factors? Grip strength for men as well has lowered as well. Has lowered, and women are actually stronger with grip strength now.
Women are stronger?
Yes,
no way.
Yes.
On average? That's fucked.
Crazy.
Why? Because all the women are opening the cans?
I mean, they probably have to now. But that's like, I mean, like, no, but like, it's actually like, we laugh at it, but it's like a really serious thing. Cause I mean, I think you and I were blessed enough to have found the hobby of like bodybuilding and taking care of our health, right?
Yeah.
So I think it at least has helped our testosterone stay somewhat optimized. But for a lot of these guys, I don't think they had that same kind of exposure at a young age. And their testosterone, I mean, they're just like vaping, they're playing video games all day, they're sleeping like shit, they're eating like shit. And they feel like shit, and they're purposeless, and they don't know what direction to go with their lives.
Right.
And unfortunately, they don't.
It's cascading.
Yeah, and they don't know that it's all just like it's hormonal, like it's their health. You know, like they think there's something wrong with them mentally, but it's like literally like a scientific thing. Like they need to get their test up. And yeah, TRT is great, and I think as a last resort, it's definitely something that like young men should definitely go to. But definitely you want to exhaust, in my opinion, like the natural kind of interventions first.
Yeah.
With effort. And then if that doesn't work, then help yourself out.
Yeah.
For sure. So you can live normally and be man and be passionate and like chase your dreams and just do what you need to do. Because guys with low tests, they're not really hungry for growth and purpose and like fulfillment. And that's like what we need as humans to feel alive.
Do you know that grip strength is like the number one? Have you heard of that?
What?
Grip strength is like the number one determinator of like your like how competitive you are with women.
Oh,
like
I heard that on Chris's Modern Wisdom.
Right? Yeah, from Chris Williamson.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, that's like one of the things actually that dictates how successful men are with women is dependent on their grip strength.
I mean, that's
and
obviously
grip strength is going down.
Obviously 100% correlation, but that's so crazy, dude. That like the tolerance difference between people and things are just so like it's almost not just that tolerance can change, or tolerance can be super different depending on like your your body and your race, your ethnicity. You know what I mean? Like fucking white people tend to be a lot more tolerant to things than
Really?
Yeah. For example, like white people normally tend to be less carb sensitive than Asians and black people. East Asians Southern Asians and black people the most. Those are more carb sensitive. That's why
sensitive.
That's why they also they hold more water weight. Like darker skinned, shorter people, they tend to like me, right? We tend to be a little bit more on the fluffy side, tend to be a little bit more endomorphic more of the time than not. Obviously not every time. What else? We also tend to have a lower tolerance to things like drugs or substances, plants, whatever you ingest, tend to have a lower tolerance. Like white people, especially the white tall people, right?
Yeah.
Dude,
Great
like
genetics.
4,000 calories, 5,000 calories to gain weight, require 5,000, 6,000 calories to gain weight. Will fucking take things and they won't feel shit.
Yeah.
My friend Trevin has to take twice the dose of anything than I do to feel anything. Like if I was going to take like a 5 milligrammer of like Adderall, which I am prescribed, by the way.
Thank you for clarifying.
If I was going to take a 5 milligram, he would probably have to have like 15.
Wow.
To feel the same.
I think some of that also has to probably do with like just liver health, liver metabolizing, you know, because some people are like people.
I feel like it's a lot more than just that.
Could be. Well, because it was interesting. You said Asians. I was like, you guys eat a lot of rice. That's like, you know, like a staple in most Asian countries.
That's why they're all. That's why there's a poster boy for a rice.
That's true. That's true. Their faces are a little bit.
Yeah.
Faces are usually a little bit watery.
Yeah.
Interesting. But what's interesting is like the faces are usually watery, but sometimes they're slender. That might have to do more so with like their activity throughout the day, because like a lot of Asian cultures, they're moving a lot. They walk a lot.
Yeah.
You know, in the States,
they work in the rice fields.
Jesus Christ, I didn't say that.
That was actually one of my Asian friends that made that joke, so that's why I feel comfortable saying that.
You know what's interesting? I in one of my study abroad trips, my family lived on a rice field. It was awesome in Japan. Yeah, it was great.
You are Asian. I told you you're Asian.
I love Japan.
You're such a weeb, bro.
You're
such an Asian.
We got the figures here.
Oh, dude, that's fucking. That's Michael.
Yeah. So
how sick is that?
Yeah, this was supposed to be based off. I made merch, like my first merch drop, the character rendition. They made like a little statue of me. So
I was wondering where my phone was. I wanted to video that real quick. I have it here.
Yeah.
Is that your phone behind you?
Yeah, it's my phone. Yeah.
Toss me your phone real quick.
You want it?
Yeah. I want to show everybody how pretty you look. Oh my goodness. That is actually the sickest thing though.
Yeah. It's cool.
Look. Michael's so cute in anime form. Is that a Dragon Ball Z get up too?
Yeah, it's like it was inspired just by like my own style, because I mean, you probably notice I always like tie something around my waist and do like the baggy pants a little bit.
Yeah, because you're Asian as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, it could be, yeah. It's just anime. But I mean, speaking of Asian and being Asian and kind of, I guess, my love for anime, where did your love of anime start? Like, how old were you, and what was the first? We both love anime.
Yeah.
What was the first one that got you started?
So crazy thing, and also we think this is fucking hilarious because Michael and I, Sonii and I, like we talk about how we're basically like the exact same person, but just flipped inside out.
Just different upbringings, but like for the most part, the
he's
same
white,
person.
but just Asian as fuck. Brought up just Asian as fuck, and then I'm Asian, but like I'm hella white on the inside.
Yeah.
I love all of Asian culture and everything,
Yeah.
but like brought up in Texas and Arkansas, I'm just so used to.
You brought up in Texas?
College Station, Texas is
I didn't
the whole first half of my childhood.
Gotcha.
Then 12, 13 years old to the end of high school was Arkansas.
Yeah.
And then college was Purdue in Indiana.
That's crazy, Indiana. I was born and raised SoCal. Just stayed here. Went to university in Arizona. It was fun. It was cool.
Oh yeah, you told me that, right?
I mean, I went
Jimmy Tatro.
Yeah,
fraternity with Jimmy Tatro.
Jimmy Tatro was in my fraternity, Pi Kappa Phi. Yeah, the original frat bro. And then my junior year, I started.
Was he just like he is, like actually frat?
He was more chill. He was more chill.
Like,
He was like
he
down
just
to earth.
exaggerated his persona.
Yeah, he just exaggerated.
Obviously.
Yeah. Played. I mean, he's a character. I mean, he acts now. You know, he's like he acts now. Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, he acts a lot. Yeah. But yeah, it was cool. University experience was great. I enjoyed being in a frat, and then junior year was really fun because I studied abroad in Japan. That was dope.
That's
great.
cool.
That was great. Like some of my favorite experiences of my life were there. Like a few, Initial D, right? Like the car anime with the tofu delivery guy. He's got the old school Hachiroku car. No? Okay. Well, so it's an anime based off
I don't think so.
Yeah, so it's an anime based off a kid whose father owns a tofu store, and he's been making deliveries for his dad's tofu store in the mountains of Japan, and he's just been bombing these canyons to make deliveries fast. And he became a really...
Bombing these canyons?
Yeah, just going real fast down them.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the lingo. And they call it toges, but so he became really, really good at racing cars and like drifting down these mountains really fast.
Okay, this is an anime.
Yeah, it's an anime. So long story short, when I was in Japan, I also rented a car from like a local shop, and I would go up to the mountains and race locals.
No way.
It was so fun. It was great. And I miss Japan a lot. It was amazing. Good time.
So when are we going?
That's the question. That's the question. Probably soon.
Maybe we should go with Dion this December.
Oh yeah? That's real soon.
That'd be fucking tight, huh?
That would be cool. How was your university experience?
My university experience was really interesting.
Yeah.
It sucked at first because I joined a fraternity and
Hazing?
yeah, lots of. I mean, to be honest, it wasn't as bad as other fraternities because there's some bad fraternities
Bad
like
ones.
Beta. I remember they were such betas. No, I'm just playing.
Did any of your fraternities ever have to do the elephant walk?
That was Beta.
Oh my god!
I think no. I think that was Fiji actually.
That was Fiji at our school.
That was Fiji. I think Fiji's just fucking
Weird.
famous for doing that shit. And then Beta was the one that was kicked off campus for a long time because someone died.
Oh no!
Yeah. So like they pushed the kid down the stairs or something, and I think he like broke his spine or some shit.
Yeah, my senior year, like
Or broke his neck.
4 frats got kicked off campus. Like just they're left and right. I don't even know how the Greek life is at University of Arizona now. I'd imagine it's just in shambles because shit got crazy.
I bet, bro. Fucking U of A.
Yeah, U of A is like the
It's fucking
party frat school.
Wait, what's the other one in Arizona?
ASU. We don't talk about them.
Wait, so U of A is more party frat than ASU?
Oh yeah, U of A is like a more prestigious frat life, and then ASU is like they're kind of wannabes. I'm just saying this out of a little bit of resentment. Because fuck ASU. No, I'm kidding.
What about parties in general, though?
In general, I think ASU probably has a better party life.
Okay, I see.
There's like
that sounds like Purdue versus IU.
Oh.
Purdue versus Indiana University too. Yeah,
Okay.
IU was like party school.
Yeah.
Purdue was like
Frats.
Purdue was like no one partied outside Greek life, but it had the biggest Greek life. It was like everyone was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you had to be in Greek life to like be able to do that shit.
That's how it was at U of A. There was like house parties, but like Tucson's like a shithole. So it was just like always like, I mean, I remember one time like we went to a house party and there was like jungle juice and everyone knew it was like drugged. Like there was like hella Xannies in it and like all kinds of drugs. But like girls were like
Xannies in the drink.
Yeah. And then when my buddy Charlie drank a whole cup, we had to take him to the ER. I was like, dude, you knew that was in there. You just wanted to do it anyways. I mean,
no way.
Young kids happens.
What did he do?
Is like he drank like a full thing of like mixed rum, alcohol, and then like there was definitely dissolved Xanax in there.
Oh my god,
he was gone, dude. My boy was gone.
That's insane. That is insane.
Yeah.
I wonder what they did in California. I feel like everyone in California just took rave drugs.
Yeah, probably. I heard I heard UCSB was fun. UCSB was like
Santa Barbara.
Santa Barbara. Yeah, Santa Barbara. I'm sure USC and UCLA were probably pretty dope too.
Yeah, probably.
You know Trevor Wallace?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to middle school with him. He's like actually a
oh,
childhood
dude,
friend.
I feel like you told me that.
Yeah,
before.
I did.
That's crazy.
And he went to Fresno, I think. Fresno or Chico.
How was that?
And he said it was amazing. It was like party like crazy.
That's fucking Of course.
He's a funny guy.
Has he always been like that?
Yeah. He's like in high school he started to be like more just kind of like the funny guy cracking jokes and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it started showing up more in high school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's actually so dope seeing how successful he is.
That's kind of like what I like to tell people about Connor Murphy.
Oh, it's
is that like everyone's like everyone judges him, but I'm like, no, Connor is like you guys think he's being serious,
Yeah.
but Connor's always had the humor where he like tells you something ridiculous and acts serious about it.
Oh.
That's his humor. So you don't actually ever really know when he's fucking with you.
Oh, shit.
Because that's always how he's joking.
Damn.
Yeah. So that's why it's like, I don't know. Sometimes you wonder. I know he's been through a lot, but I'm just glad he's better now.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah, is he doing better now?
Yeah, it seems like it. Yeah,
That's good. I mean,
we don't talk very much, but I know that he's definitely better.
Yeah, because last I saw, he was off the deep end.
Well,
It happens.
I mean, don't we all at some point?
Yeah.
Whatever type of deep end that we're in.
Absolutely, and it definitely takes a lot to bounce back from it. So to hear he's bouncing back, that's good.
Yeah, I'm happy for it too.
That's good.
It's always kind of an interesting thing when I'm not trying to say this about him. It's just actually something I was thinking about in general. Honestly, kind of more in reference to the things I've been through too.
Yeah.
But it's always kind of interesting to see like someone like get into their ego and then get a fucking reality check.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
be humbled through some life-changing experience.
We were talking about this.
Yeah.
Like surmounting success.
Uh-huh.
You know, like overwhelming success. I mean, I had somebody really close to me, like, you know, my ex, just be kind of like just lots of success, like almost overnight, you know, in the span of a year, 2 years. And it definitely takes a certain kind of individual to not let that change you at all. You know what I mean? Because obviously it's going to change you.
The way I see it is it's fucking crazy and hard, but it's like you have to like not be excited about the things that do blow your ego up. It's like you just can't let that touch you.
Well,
because if you do, you're just susceptible to all of it.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks because you kind of want to feel like the highs and the lows.
Yeah,
you know, it's
yeah.
kind of,
I mean, it's cool.
especially if
People
you're
are
doing
giving
well.
you-
You want to
yeah.
like appreciate it, and
Which you
stuff.
should. You should.
Yeah.
But what's crazy
But-
nowadays, at least from what, you know, I experienced to some degrees, is like the parasocialness of it. Like people like just like the overwhelming praise. You know what I mean? Like people, like it happens in almost all media now, but we saw it, you know, throughout the pandemic with a lot of like I'm sure you've heard of like the Minecraft streamers and stuff. And like their fan bases
all the
and stuff.
masked people that are like taking their masks off.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that, but like their fan bases are rabid. It's like almost the level of like K-pop stans, but like it's for like YouTubers.
Oh, you mean like they're like, okay.
Yeah, and these fans like go crazy about him, and like the amount of admiration and praise. It's like to deal with that, to absorb all that, and not let that affect you. That's hard. That's hard. I mean, I can't even imagine.
Well, it's kind of, I kind of love how I actually really understand, to be honest, when you watch those videos, like when PewDiePie was like first starting, for example, all these people, like their personalities are really there. Like you really, like just by watching their videos, you just get accustomed to their personalities.
Right.
Because they're literally just there, just talking to you,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So I think that's really cool. Like my content, I'm lucky enough to have people come up to me and tell me that I've inspired them or like I helped them through the workouts, but my personality was never there.
Sure.
Like I was never able to like build that relationship. And
What you're doing now, though, which is amazing. You know.
well, I actually realize that it's more fulfilling when you can just be yourself and then you have other people that are like, I like you for you, rather than me just trying to like I wanted to bring value to the world by helping people in a way that I felt like was something my parents would look up to, like they would not look up to, but they would at least find honorable in some sense.
Sure.
You know, I was definitely very driven by how I like disappointed my parents a lot when I was a kid, and I just really wanted to make them proud. And I think that was like one of those little inner child wounds.
Yeah.
But now when I do things, I don't know, it's kind of different. It's like, I don't really, sometimes I don't want to just, I don't want to just like have greatness anymore. It's something I've always wanted because, you know, I thought my parents would be proud of me for it. And luckily enough, I was able to see that my dad is proud of me to an extent. Mom still hasn't said anything, but
It'll happen. It'll happen.
I actually think she's just one of those people that doesn't communicate that.
Could be.
So maybe she is on the inside, but she might just never communicate it. You know what I mean?
I'm sure she's proud of you. I'm sure
she is too.
She's proud of you.
But she is also like very Catholic and religious. So the things that like she tells me that she wants me to like go back to engineering, like she would, you know what I mean? Like she's proud of me, but not because I'm doing what she thinks is
so
like, laudable.
Yeah. The way that's something I've absolutely.
I also like fucking. I'm sorry. I just trailed off. I don't even know what I was talking about before, but just reminding me. I'm asking you to remind me to go back to whatever question you were asking me after this.
I don't even know what we were talking about. We're just gonna like. I wanted to riff off just basically like parents. Like, you know, and living up to those standards. Like I had an immigrant family as well. I'm fully Ukrainian. My mom, fully Ukrainian, Catholic, you know, Orthodox Christian, very religious. My grandmother lived with us, and my mom was never supportive of video games. I mean, like I played World of Warcraft when I was like 13, 14. I had offers to go to MLG, like Major League Gaming, and I had to fight tooth and nail to get my mom to even sign the voucher so I could fly out to Florida to compete in a tournament. And the first like 3-4 years of, you know, me streaming on Twitch, dude, my mom was never supportive of it. Never supportive of it. And it wasn't until like she saw the opportunities that came my way. Like I would do like shoutcasting in front of the TV and this, that, and, you know, money as well. And like that is a career that she eventually became proud of me in many ways. But the thing is, right, that I wanted to say is think about how hard it is for us to change at our age. Now think about doubling our age and then trying to change like your views, you know what I mean? And like, cause the world they were thrown into, which is our world, bro, like that's not what they were dealing with when they were younger at all. You know, like social media, all these, like everything that we do, it's like, it's completely different.
The world is completely different.
My mom was in the Soviet Union.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It's like, there was like hardly TVs.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
literally a different world in every single aspect.
So going like all the way back to empathy, like I have complete empathy. I don't blame my mom for a single thing.
Yeah.
I love her, you know, absolutely for everything she is. And I'm so grateful that I had her as a mother. She did everything she could to raise me, you know. And sorry, I'm getting a little emotional. It's like, cause I feel like at times, you know, growing up, we're so harsh at our parents, but dude, our parents don't know any better.
Yeah.
They're trying just as hard as we are.
Yeah.
You know, like, dude, they're trying. Right. They're not trying.
Mm-hmm. That's luckily something that I make sure that I remind myself every day, and something that I really have for the last several years, even though my relationship with them had been pretty bad as a kid.
Yeah.
I don't blame them for anything, and I still choose to see them every Christmas because I love them.
Hell yeah. Because I
love them.
Dude, family.
They love me, you know.
Yeah.
Even if it's a different kind of love.
They love you.
Yeah, exactly.
They love you.
There's no, like I told you, right? Like what we talked about at the beginning of the podcast, I believe love is in action. I believe love is a choice.
Yeah.
And whether or not it was in a way that was healthy for a child mentally and physically, because I did think I was pretty close to, I mean, this is all on me, obviously, and I'm glad I learned from it, but it definitely came close to like taking my own life several times.
Really happy you didn't.
Thanks, bro.
Really happy you didn't.
Thanks.
I'm sure a lot of people are.
It's just hard like that, though. Relationships are hard like that sometimes. Sometimes that's just the situation. Like, the fact of the matter is that they wanted me to be great.
Yeah.
Whether or not it was simply for status and for name or for honor.
Yeah.
The fact is that they cared about me. Even if someone only does that for a selfish reason.
Yeah.
They still cared.
Yeah.
You know? And I believe that it was through love, not because of only, you know, being able to say that my son does this.
It's just the way they were conditioned to express love.
I think that's the biggest especially thing. In like Asian culture like that back then. Yeah, for sure.
I hear about
that was like everything is honor and status. If you didn't, then you'd fucking do seppuku and you'd fucking die.
Oh my
Kill
God.
yourself.
Yeah.
I thought about that a lot.
No way. So book the whole thing?
Yeah, I was always just like, fucking, I have
That's
no
a way to go out.
Well, it's just like literally the only reason why I would ever like is because I'm like, oh, like I'm absolutely worthless. Like I brought zero honor to my family. I only made it worse. Like I'm.
Oh.
No,
it sounded like the pressure was probably pretty heavy.
Did you have siblings?
I did. I had a brother. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just.
Who I'm grateful for because his fuck ups allowed me to fuck up, in a sense. Get away with it. I
realized that the reason why I felt kind of like in that situation is I did a little research too and like learned some things about, like, for example, you put like an animal in an isolated cage or place for a long time. There's some research stuff. They fucking will commit suicide.
Sure.
And so it just kind of sucked to not be able to see people.
Oh.
And
were you not allowed to hang out a lot?
I wasn't really allowed to hang out at all.
Right.
Yeah, I was just supposed to stay at home, practice whatever talents, study, do all this shit.
Wow. Yeah.
If I wanted to, like, luckily they weren't like I did have opportunities. Like on my birthday, they would like tell me like, who do you want to invite to your birthday? And obviously, genuinely for me, it would be hard because I didn't really have any friends. Because I mean, I would talk to people at school.
Yeah.
So whoever was like nice and I was able to talk to at school, it was cool. But I wouldn't really be able to hang out with people outside of that.
Yeah.
But like I remember this best friend I made, Seth. It was fucking, that kid just like cared for me out of nowhere, bro. Like I remember bringing candy to school like as a preschooler. I don't remember this actually. He told me the story and I absolutely believe it was true.
Yeah.
And I was holding candy and I was giving it out to people and giving it out to like my friends, I guess. And he comes up to me and he's like, hey, can I have a piece? And I'm like, no, it's only for my friends. Or something like that.
Oh my God.
But later would I know that he would become one of my best friends ever. This kid would just draw me, like he would draw pictures of anime characters for me. Like
that's
Dragon Ball Z, Goku, all these characters for me. He would come over to my house and knock on the door to give me like a gift.
Cool.
Like I'm like, where do you even get money, bro? You're like 7 years old. How the fuck is this possible? And it's crazy too because his parents were divorced.
Yeah.
Super poor. His mom just did art. Like, he wasn't blessed with the greatest life as a kid. But he was just fucking nice to me for some fucking weird ass reason.
Seems like a good kid.
Yeah, so I fucking love that kid, dude. I love that kid. And I always wanted to hang out with him. And, I just don't want to bag on my parents.
Yeah.
I don't want to bag on my parents.
I don't think anyone should. I mean, like, obviously there's some really shitty parents out there.
I'm trying to, it's kind of hard when you're just trying to explain what you went through without having to, you know what I mean? Like include any kind of,
I mean, I think anyone who's open-minded, like even with what I was describing, like my mom wasn't supportive at all with video games when I was younger. So like you can't blame them for that though.
Yeah.
Like,
okay. So going forward then I'm going to say this, letting everyone understand that obviously she had her reasons.
Yeah.
And, absolutely different upbringing. So simply what we're just talking about is the contrast between our lives, our generations, who we are. Yeah. But yeah, like, I guess his kind was like just not a good influence on me.
Oh, the kid?
They just didn't let me. They didn't like. She didn't let me hang out with him because he. I don't know. I
dealt with the same thing
because he was like, I guess, poor and like his parents weren't doing well or something. And and then I don't know. It was just not.
I mean, America. You got to think about it. It's like a mixing pot that our parents came into. Like they didn't know what the hell they were going to deal with.
That's what's crazy too. Is that like as racist as it was back then?
Yeah.
a lot of Asians were super fucking racist.
Oh yeah.
Like, super fucking racist.
I mean, dude, like, yeah. Parents were racist because they came from different countries,
right? And
now you're with all these other races in one country, and you're like, "What? Whoa, those guys look weird." They're different.
Those guys look weird.
I mean, it's like literally, it's just different. I mean, even now, like, I feel like and I think this is something I would grow through, but like if I were to have a kid right now, like if this was 10 years from now and I had a kid or something, I think I would struggle with like having them be just glued to like the TikTok and their phone. You know what I mean? That's something that new
You would struggle with that.
I think I would.
I think I would too, actually.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure how I'd handle that.
I really don't think social media should be I don't think kids should be on social media until they're like 16.
Oh,
15,
16.
16. I mean, I don't know the firm number. I just know that kids need to be in settings to develop social cues, social awareness, and to actually let them like fully develop as a man or a woman. You know, in early adolescence, that's like so important. But if they're just always on this thing, like you're not learning any skills. You're not like learning how to actually function around people.
No, I absolutely agree with that. But unfortunately, I can't agree right now with not letting my kids see it until 16 because I would feel like too empathetic for the fact that when all these other kids are on it and he is the one out, I just
I get it.
I was there.
Yeah.
I was that one kid that was ostracized because I didn't know anything because I didn't have any friends to tell me shit.
Yeah. But also schooling sucks. You know?
Schooling does suck.
Like even just like putting your kid in like school right now, like who the fuck knows what kind of teacher he's gonna get, what kind of influences he's gonna have. I think homeschooling is great if you're putting your kid in also like extracurricular activities so that he can socialize. Like I know there's a lot of really dope people out there that do that as parents, you know, like their kids take jujitsu and they're doing like soccer and like art classes and like all these other things on top of being schooled at home with the information that, you know, they actually probably need to be learning because there's a lot of bullshit you learn in school too. Like you just don't need to.
Yeah,
really
there absolutely is. But I mean, it's simply just to test the fact that you can study and get an A. Yeah. But do you know Gabor Mate?
I don't. No.
So he specializes on childhood development in kids, and he has very differing opinions from Jordan Peterson in terms of how to raise your kids.
What's Jordan's?
Jordan's is like punishment is required at times. Like sometimes you need to punish. Like sometimes, and Gabor Mate disagrees and basically says that you have to act in love through acting in love for the child will learn the right way, but the punishment is what creates the wounding, and the wounding is what causes the issues later in life. They both have great sides. They both have sides that make sense to an extent. Yeah, but I don't know, bro. Parenting.
Speaking,
I'm not there.
No.
Won't be there for a long time, but I can tell you that, like, I will hope that when I am of that age, I will literally just any decision that I am having a really hard trouble deciding on, I will literally just tell myself to act in love. Whatever I feel like I think will be the best for him, but in acting in love out of kindness and empathy. And to be honest, sometimes you kind of have to just let it go, you know? Like a lot of it, when it comes to childhood development, is honestly not the over control, but more so like allowing them to experience and learn from their life lessons sometimes. It's really hard. It is tricky.
Hard.
There's just too many different situations for us to generalize like that.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, you can't even generalize it. Yeah. It's just way too hard. Because like I'm grateful, like my mom like really, you know, was strict with me with drugs, for example, you know, like telling me like like that's all terrible stuff. You shouldn't be doing it. And at a young age, you shouldn't. Yeah. Your brain is freaking developing.
Yeah, your brain is developing.
And I still smoked way too much weed when I was younger.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That, and then also like to multiple degrees, I'm actually happy my mom was restrictive with video games because it pushed me to go outside and go play sports and be more active and like socialize. And because otherwise I would have been playing WoW like fucking 12 hours a day.
Well, my mom was restrictive. Restrictive. Jesus Christ.
You got it.
Restrictive. Yeah. And you know my story, right?
Some degrees, yeah.
I was fucking playing computer games at 3 a.m. in the office because I fucking hacked into the computer.
Yeah. I did that too. I would do that too. But my mom would wake up and find me.
My mom woke up like 2-3 times. I was in such big shit, dude.
Same.
I was in such big shit.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. They'd be like yelling at me like, how the fuck did you fuck around the
Yeah,
password?
yeah,
And it's just
yeah,
like all this crazy shit.
Yeah.
Bro.
Dude, I remember one story. This is the funniest thing. And my mom's heard me tell this on the stream a few times. And she's always like, God, I can't believe I did that. Because it's funny as shit. So I was like in first grade or something here playing Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time in the Forest Temple. I remember it clear as day. And I'm just playing, having a good time. Like, can't get through this fucking temple.
What a great fucking game.
It was a great game. My mom comes busting through the door, grabs the N64. I don't know what's going on. Runs into the backyard, throws it into the inflatable pool, starts stomping the crap out of it. I'm crying my eyes out. I don't know what's happening. I was just playing. I didn't do anything wrong. Apparently, my brother got a C on his report card. So I also dealt with some very strict, traditional, like, get good grades kind of thing. She stole it from me. I was bawling my eyes out. Why is this happening?
It was both of y'all's.
Yeah. Yeah.
What did you say to your brother? Did you do anything? Or
No, I was helpless. I was a first grader, dude. I don't know what the hell's
you
going
were just
on.
like, what the fuck did you get a C?
Yeah, I was like, what? I better not get a C. I never beat that temple.
Yeah.
I never.
That's so funny.
What's up, buddy?
Shit.
Down. We're working.
We're working.
Podcast time. But yeah, parenting, man. Who knows?
Parenting is hard.
Who knows how it's gonna be when we get there too? Who knows?
Yep. No idea. I was actually talking to a close friend of mine though that dropped by to grab some clothes for me. I gave him a couple Young and Lay stuff the other day. His name is Bryce. Shout out to Bryce, my boy. That guy, he has a kid that's like several months old now. I think like a year old now. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Like to see him go through this experience. Like the guy's fucking. Dude, every single time, like we're talking about, like maybe going to the gym or like doing anything, he's like I gotta watch Opal. Like I'm on this schedule, like this hour, like these 3 hours of the day, and then these next 3 hours of the afternoon and night, and then whatever. And it's so crazy.
Is the kid's mom in the picture too?
Yeah, she is.
That's
but like that's why he's always texting her. She's like, it's your hour, it's your time to watch, and blah blah blah, or exchange like just a lot of this stuff. But it's kind of cool to see that, like he was talking about how Opal's now starting to like make like eye contact. Aww. And starting to have a little bit more like connective, actions.
Yeah.
And, just like transforming before his eyes.
Yeah.
It's really amazing to see. And then he and I were talking about how at a certain point in life, like I truly believe that a lot of the time, maybe you just end up having to have a kid, but I've noticed that people will like at some random age, like say 35, 40 or whatever, like as a male, you just get fucking hit with like these hormones that's just these parental instincts. Like say that you never wanted a kid or you weren't interested or whatever. You're like, maybe one day, but like whatever. Like at some point, a lot of these people just get hit with the parental instincts and just realize that they want to fucking take care of a new soul.
So that's actually that's a really interesting thing that I've been hearing a lot about is just like having kids. I'm sure you've heard about it too, right? Like fertility is way down. Like people are just not having kids. Like people don't want to have kids in our generation. Actually, like if you ask, like
more often than before. Yeah.
And
I mean, there's so much more in this world now. There's so much more mental in this world. I think there's so much more things to like fucking think about. It's a lot. We just keep adding to the program, adding more code to the program, and it's like you can only handle so much.
Which I don't know if that's a good thing.
I don't know either.
We don't know until we get to the end of this, whatever this is. We'll know when we get there too. The pendulum's going to swing so far in one way, and everyone's going to be like, "Holy shit!" It's got to come back at some point. We were talking to our friend. I don't know if we want to say her name, but in the car, remember? On the way back from, I think, William Black, and she was like she was mentioning how as a woman she can't even really say that she wants to have kids and she wants to be a woman, like a mother, and like have the traditional family because she gets ridiculed by her other friends her age.
Oh
yeah, she said that.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate that like these traditional energies are being kind of pushed back. And it seems like for what reason? Because I think it's okay if you don't want the traditional style of life or energy. You know what I mean? But there shouldn't be resistance either way. But it seems like nowadays, for some reason, there is a resistance towards that traditional dynamic, whether you're a man or a woman, you know? And to hear that from like a woman, it's like, wow, they're dealing with it too. Because I think there's a war on masculinity right now to many degrees.
Yeah.
And to hear that it's also happening on the other side, it's like, wow, that's crazy.
I feel like there's a lot going on with the sexes right now.
Yeah. And I mean, I love, you know, the progression of everything is great. Like, you know, whatever, however you identify, whatever, you know, you're into, whatever kind of dynamic you want to have for your family. If you want to have a family, if you don't want to have a family, I feel like people like us, we don't care. You know what I mean? But why are there people that are like resistance, or like you're saying you can't do that anymore, or it's bad to do that? Like it's bad to be traditional. It's bad to want to have that. It's weird. Why?
I don't know, man. That one's a hard one for sure. Everyone has such different views.
Yeah, no. An example is like you know, Twitter's been like a hot topic lately. And speaking of Jordan Peterson, like he recently got unbanned on Twitter.
Yeah. Oh.
Jordan was banned on Twitter.
No, I didn't know he was unbanned.
Yeah, he got unbanned.
When did he get unbanned?
When Elon Musk came into picture. Elon unbanned.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay,
So Elon unbanned Donald. Donald, Big D. He unbanned Andrew Tate, like, you know, Andrew Tate, and then he unbanned Jordan Peterson. I'm sure many other people. And what's come to light that Elon has actually said, and you know, this is just for me hearsay. I'm not going to speak as this is fact. This is just kind of my observations,
speculation.
Yeah, is that Elon has mentioned that Twitter for up until now has been ran by like kind of this leftist agenda, and people like Peter, people like Andrew Tate, Donald Trump, obviously, those are right-winged agenda people. Yeah. And it's crazy to just...
Very right-winged agenda people.
Very. And I'm not saying that's right either. It's just interesting how there isn't an even playing field, how such a big social media platform is being forced one narrative, you know? And it just, dude, it just makes you wonder, like, what else is kind of being manipulated to some degrees? Because it all kind of like, for me, I try to like, you know, I'm like that one picture from Always Sunny in Philadelphia where he's like he's putting all the points together, trying to like figure it out. And it's like, you know, these traditional values are being attacked, right? And then you have platforms like Twitter in some senses. Because I mean, I feel like, and I'm not really political. I don't really give a shit about this stuff. But like, you know, the right wing politics are more like traditional, you know, like Republicans, they're like traditional. And Democrats are more like progressive, I think. And, you know, to see that being like Twitter's kind of being like pushed that way and traditional values are being pushed out, it's just, what's going on? You know, like what is the media trying to do? What is social media trying to do? What are the people that are running all these platforms trying to do?
I mean, I personally think that I really think it just depends on whoever owns it. Right. Whoever owns it and whoever is in control, they just want, you know, whatever will benefit them.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah. Probably some money involved, you know, with Twitter and like all that kind of stuff. And
maybe. I mean, at the same time, it could also just be like, you know, their views as well. Yeah. You know, if they're just someone who's a lot more aligned with the left, then you don't know if it's like one, it may benefit them, but maybe they also really believe certain things and they're just like offended by it. You know? Yeah. I don't know. You just never know.
But then it's like, but then you have a platform like Twitter. It just sucks
because it's biased.
Yeah, it's biased in like a Twitter platform like Twitter. Like at least we think that social media should be unbiased to some degree, at least to the point where you can share opinions. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like somebody like...
that would be wonderful back in the day, you know, when we weren't so censored. It's like we started becoming less censored and now we're just fucking
hypersensitive.
The ass again.
Hypersensitive. Yeah.
Censored.
Oh, censored, yeah. And sensitive. People are just more sensitive. But it's like crazy to think like, you know, like I understand like banning Andrew Tate, I guess, and like, you know, Donald Trump, whatever, they're inflammatory and stuff. But like Jordan Peterson, he's just sharing like different views, different values. Yeah. That's not that bad. Yeah. You don't have to agree with him. That's the thing. It's like people like, you know, it's like if you don't agree with someone, kill them. Like I feel like that's how people think nowadays. Oh, okay. No, you know what I mean? Like I feel like people are that like berated. Yeah. That people are that berated cancel over culture, like bro. Cancel culture.
That's if the fucking digital age is where we're living right now, you were essentially killing them by canceling them, quote unquote.
Yep.
So
Yep. I mean, I dealt with the brunt end of that a little bit.
Yeah, you definitely did.
A little bit.
But who gives a fuck? No one Nobody actually cares.
Yeah.
So
At the end of the day, it's gone.
all we know is that you were a sick WoW player.
Wow.
And you're shredded.
I try to be. Year round, it's hard. But yeah, WoW has been a big part of my life. You played it a little bit too.
Let's talk about this in a second. I gotta go piss real quick.
Go for it. I'll put on a beanie. It's cold.
You look cute with it on, bro.
Thanks, man.
I do love your little anime emo boy hair though.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's been fun growing it out. I told you I want to grow it out real long though. Make it like Ichigo's final form.
Oh, that's
like
crazy.
The Getsuga Tenshou, just like way down here.
That's so fucking long, dude.
I think I'm committed,
That's
dude.
long.
Yeah. It's like part of like an ego thing for me too. Just like fuck it. Just grow it. Whatever. Kind of like care less and
Why
less.
is it an ego thing?
Well, because I think like for the longest time, like, you know, hair was like a part of my image with like social media too. And like everything is kind of how I presented myself. And I think just like growing it out and just not really caring about cutting it is
Okay.
a way to kind of just be like, whatever.
Gotcha.
However it goes, it goes.
Okay, so we're going to talk about WoW, but there's one thing I want to talk about before the end of the podcast. So we could probably just talk about that now, unless we want to talk about the WoW shit. But
Yeah. It's your podcast.
I wanted to talk to you about how there's one thing that we both do.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I would love to hear more about what you do. But Michael and I both are very into like maximizing our potential and our health as males in our form right now. And it's kind of cool because it's like we're trying to build ourselves into like the perfect like superhuman. But I'm doing it through ways that include unnatural substances, such as gear, and he's doing it, quote unquote, well, I guess naturally, without gear. I guess it depends on. Well, actually, the peptides are in your body already, so
yeah. I wonder BPC 157 TB 500. Wait, what's interesting about that though is like the mechanism in which through like I decided to start taking it was more so just because like I'm just sick of these gut issues. You know what I mean? It's like really trying to accelerate like the gut healing and stuff. But
it's kind of cool how that actually really helps with the gut microbiome.
KPV too. KPV is like another anti-inflammatory peptide. Has really good effects on intestines. And but you know what's interesting though about the peptides is like I can take my BPC and my TB 500, but if I eat like shit, get real messed up. Doesn't like it's just like a Band-Aid kind of thing because it's a medicine. It's not addressing the root cause. And for me, the root cause is diet, for sure, and stress.
It doesn't help actually with healing.
No, because the healing needs to happen through the foods that I eat. Which there's a whole. God, we could go on for hours about this. But there's like a whole movement right now of a lot of people that are in similar situations as I am. Chris, one of our friends, similar. Struggles with digestive health a lot, and that has sparked autoimmune because like people believe that 99% of all autoimmune diseases starts with the gut, and for me that was certainly the case, and for many other people, and that's why a lot of people find success on the carnivore diet and animal-based diets and optimizing through elimination-based diets, and that's what I've had to do for sure to like fix myself up. And if I stray off that, like Thanksgiving was 4 days ago, had like 5 pieces of pie. Felt like I still kind of feel it today. I'm gonna be honest.
You still feel it today?
Yeah, man.
4 days ago?
Out of it, yeah.
That's
or 3
crazy.
Days. Yeah, man. Became sensitive.
It's crazy though that like happens too. It does.
Yeah.
And people don't realize it.
Yeah.
People in America, fucking nobody. Like people just don't. A lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah. Metabolic
like that it's
disease,
in their diet.
Yeah. Metabolic
They just think
disease.
they feel like shit all the time.
It's the foods we eat, big time.
Yeah.
It's metabolic disease is like rampant now. Like it's like through the roof. Like all these people have cognitive issues, energy issues like you described, and it's like it's because of your diet. It's not anything. You're not like going crazy. It's not your genetics. Like genetics play a role, but there's also this field of science called epigenetics.
Right.
Proving to where like you can turn that gene off and on through lifestyle choices. And people are so quick to dismiss that because it's like woo-woo still to like only eat meat. Like people would rather eat a Beyond Meat burger that has like 47 ingredients than just like beef.
Well, I think the reason that people are so woo about those things is because a lot of people are very attracted to polarizing things.
Oh, sure.
And the fact of the matter is, carnivore diet is an extreme. Extreme.
Liver King.
That's an extreme.
Yeah.
Liver King.
Yeah.
That's why it's fucking fun, because he's a Liver King, right?
Yeah.
But what this really just proves, and what all of this really proves, is the fact that like people do really need to address their diet first. Absolutely. Right. It's all about what you consume, what is going in your body that's going to make up who you are. So if you're eating all these things that are absolutely processed, then you're going to feel like shit. Maybe you're even potentially a little bit allergic or like intolerant to certain things, and you don't know what it is. So most people don't even have the willpower to start, and they don't even know, first off, to even start it, much less have the willpower to start an elimination diet.
Because people they don't know what it's like to feel better. They don't know what it's like to actually feel vibrant with energy, and like, you're just crushing the entire day, mental clarity, physical energy.
They just they just feel like that all the time.
Yeah.
So they think that's their normal.
And I'm here to attest to, and there's many other people, like, you can get there. Like, you'll feel good. You just have to take the steps to start eliminating the processed shit, especially the processed
It's just
shit.
Unfortunate, because all these things are literally drugs.
They're so good. Yeah, they're drugs.
It's a habit.
Yeah.
And you can consistently just keep eating that, like Wendy's Baconator.
Oh yeah.
And you love it.
Oh yeah.
And it's like you can't eat it for a day. That fucking day sucks. That day's shit.
Here's the thing. It's an industry,
Yeah.
Like this food, like, I think it was like around the 1950s, or I don't know exact year, but like when breakfast food started coming out on the scene, and we're eating like sugary filled, just tons of carbs for breakfast.
Yeah.
Like, they put us on that stuff so we could be. So my theory is here, this is my tinfoil hat, that like these industries got us on these sugar-laden foods, right, our whole lives, and then now the pharma companies got us on insulin because the sugar foods cause diabetes. So it's
Wait, say that one more time.
So it's like we were basically like, as a society, and especially in America, we would have super high sugar, diets, and just eat sugar all throughout the day, and like tons of carbs and processed foods. And what drives diabetes? Insulin resistance, right?
Insulin resistance.
And then like if you eat a crap ton of sugar all the time, like that's gonna,
raise your insulin resistance.
And then so now these people are on insulin, which is a pharma industry. So it's like I think everyone's just trying to make money off people, And who knows? Maybe there's ties between the pharma and food industries too. I don't even know. I
mean, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't actually think there is. Yeah, but like the fact of the matter is, people just take advantage.
Yeah.
If there's a place where you can sell something and make money, then people are going to do it.
Exactly.
But I do truly believe that whatever woke culture, actually no, woke culture doesn't really apply to this, but there's a lot more consciousness and awareness around these things that are happening. So. Yeah. As at least the nation, I know that we are all moving into a direction of being more conscious over the ethics and the morals around what we are selling.
Yeah. Well,
products, everything.
To us and people in our circles, but sometimes like I think like the average, like think about the average person who's just like working a 9 to 5, doesn't know any better at all, not exposed to the same information we are, only exposed like for information through like, the mainstream news channels and all that media. Like I don't think it's being shared because the government doesn't really share, anything about it.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
but like, who doesn't have access to the internet? Like, it's very very low.
No, that's true. People definitely have access to the information.
A lot of this does come down to the hands of just like putting the effort into to learn more about what's going on with yourself and what's going into your body. But at the same time, there is a level of ignorance where it's like, maybe you don't even know what to check out, or maybe you don't even know that you have to check anything out.
Yeah.
So,
but going back to what you were asking, I think all this started with optimizing as men, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, for me, it all started with me just trying to fix my health to begin with, because I had autoimmune issues,
right,
like when I was like 23, 24, and that's kind of like where I started delving into like biohacking, like getting a sauna, getting an ice bath.
Yeah, now you're all fucking Wim Hof.
Yeah, Wim Hof. But like
with your fucking your fucking knit gloves. And
these are nice. I like these. But yeah, I mean, like obviously, if you're in like really optimal health already, like things like ice bath and sauna like benefit you a lot. But I actually find them as just like tools to like keep me pretty, healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I struggle with heavy metal poisoning too. I got heavy metal poisoning from eating too much tuna. literally, which I think like so many people think that's just a hoax, or like, you'll never get heavy metal poisoning, but I actually ended up getting elevated mercury in my blood.
That's not a hoax. Not at all.
Some people think like, oh, well, for me, for example, like I was eating tuna every day. I'm like, I'm never going to get a heavy metal poisoning. I was just eating tuna every single day.
There's a lot of mercury.
Yeah,
sure.
A lot of mercury. Yeah. So, and from what I've learned, Dr. Hyman, somebody I listen to, he's pretty good doctor, just like with traditional medicine and stuff. He kind of described and explained how after heavy metal poisoning, it's like a big burden on your organs, especially your liver. So your liver starts to operate, not as efficiently. So it's something that like I've had to pay attention to now as well.
Damn. Do you know what you don't know what your liver enzymes are yet.
No, I need to get tested.
Get your fucking blood work done, bro.
Yeah, I need to. Last time I got it done was like a year ago. Things were doing pretty good.
That's good.
Yeah, things were doing.
Do you remember what they were at?
No, not my enzymes, but like it wasn't anything of caution, like alarm. Yeah.
Mine are at a lifetime low.
It's great.
Fucking sick, dude.
That's sick.
28, like 32 or something.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy low. No.
We were talking about this earlier. I think I wanted to. Is like it's crazy how like you. Like I'm so particular with everything, like because I have to be.
Yeah.
And like I feel like you can get away with stuff. Like you're you've done your cycles and stuff, and your liver's doing great, and like you kind of like you're.
No, I do a lot of fucking things to be health conscious.
Well, yeah. No, I mean like you take all the proper stuff, but like you can like eat foods with like sucralose, for example. You know what I mean? And it doesn't mess you up too much. But like if I have like sucralose, like I'm like, shit, my gut.
Probably because you've omitted that from your system.
Could be.
It definitely is. Your body will adapt to it. So, I used to drink a glass of skim milk every fucking single meal as a kid.
Yeah.
For a year in my fraternity, I didn't drink it because my brothers always drank all of it. I shat my brains out.
Yeah.
The next time I drank it.
Yeah.
1 year off of milk from drinking 3 glasses of milk a day. I shat my absolute brains out. Like I did an elimination diet. I did carnivore for some time as well. Yeah. I tried a lot of different diets. Every time I would go back to something, it was so hard on my digestive.
Yeah, because your body's not used to it.
Yeah.
Like a diverse gut microbiome is obviously the most ideal microbiome, but there's like a fair bit, like Dr. Huberman's talking about it recently with artificial sweeteners, like sucralose being bad. It can like disrupt your gut microbiome.
Yeah.
So I mean, I my whole theory is like if it's a toxin, like why are we trying to like be okay with it? Why not just like eliminate it? Just like eat optimally. That's like my kind of like
I can't eliminate my sugar substitutes, bro.
I know.
That's my one cheat.
Yeah.
It's like everyone has like everyone's got their like what is it called, their bane? I don't know.
Yeah, mine's peanut butter.
Yours is peanut butter. Nice. Yeah. So I like don't ever cheat, right? I'm always on my macros. I don't ever really cheat, or like if I have a cheat meal, it's because it's a social thing. Like I had to go out or I wanted to go out with friends or something.
Yeah.
And, but I got a sweet tooth.
Oh yeah.
And when you got a sweet tooth, when you're on like a clean bodybuilding diet like that, you have no option except for fruits.
Yeah.
And sugar substitutes like stevia.
I would probably say a big reason why you're so healthy. I mean, you do so much stuff. It is also because you're in a good caloric like place. You know what I mean? Like you're sometimes in a deficit and you're sometimes at maintenance for the most part, right?
Yeah. So
which is good for longevity.
I agree. Yeah, it's good for longevity.
Really good for longevity.
Calorie restriction.
Yeah, and autophagy, and
Fortunately, I have lost a pound. I've lost about a pound in the last 3 years. A pound of mass.
Oh God, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, but in the grand scheme of things, if you think of things from bodybuilding sport,
of course,
it's like wow, I did the opposite of not even improving a little bit.
Right.
I fucking backtracked.
You chose that.
I did choose to be shredded.
Yeah, you love being aesthetic, and it helps your brand, and it's business. It's business in a sense too.
I was going on a lifestyle as It's the sacrifice requiring deciding to go through a lifestyle type of path that's more pliable to more people has now cost me the size and the whatever I could have done in those years. But the fact of the matter is I'm still in my 20s. And so I still have a lot of years left for bodybuilding that I can do, which is nice. And that's why I'm going to compete.
You're going to kill it.
That'll be cool. Thanks, bro. I'm just
so excited to see you up there.
It's definitely hard to let myself get fluffy though.
Yeah, man.
Like,
I know
really
too.
mentally hard.
Yeah.
Feels like a suit on you.
Yeah. And I don't know about you, but for me, like I think it could be also because like my general health, like autoimmune issues. Like if I start to like get like put too much fat on, because like toxins are held in fat, you know, like I just start to feel like sluggish, you know, groggy, not as like, you know, apt, athletic, quick, mentally, physically, when I start to like put on weight. So that's why I stay lean.
Yeah.
I stay lean because of like
I feel the same.
longevity benefits as well. Because I mean, like staying lean is good. I don't know why there's this stigma. Like
I also, well, I mean, like just like you do.
Yeah.
Mentally, we both feel amazing when we're fasted.
Oh yeah.
It's just a thing.
Yeah.
When you're fasted and you're not digesting, your mental capacity is improved.
Yeah.
So like, especially on a bodybuilding diet, imagine you have to eat that much carbs and protein that many times throughout the day, never having a break for your digestive system, because you always want to be in a protein synthesis place that's beneficial to you.
You know, I don't know if you've heard about this, but like mTOR, you know, mTOR pathways, you've been hearing about that. It's interesting. Like to some degree, always having that switch on, the mTOR switch, and like being in protein synthesis can also aid to like aging faster. Yeah, because it's you want to switch that on and off.
It off.
Yeah, and like engage in autophagy to some degree, and like more longevity based.
It's another big reason I tell people that bodybuilding isn't necessarily it's not a healthy sport.
I don't think so. I don't think it is.
I mean, no.
I also think, and I'm curious your opinion on this.
I mean,
it can be. Your diet is healthy. I will say, like the foods you eat, like
it really depends on what you mean by bodybuilding. If you're talking about competitive bodybuilding, like natural competitive bodybuilding, it's still not the healthiest. If you're talking about the real, like if you're talking about IFBB pros, it's definitely so unhealthy.
Yeah, it's very unhealthy.
But if you're just talking about like being in shape, fitness and stuff, which is honestly not bodybuilding, like that's not what bodybuilding the sport is. If you're just talking about gaining as much muscle mass as you can, but like still being in shape,
muscle mass is good.
Then there's some balance to that. Yeah. But the thing is, like any sport, humans like extremes. Yeah. That's what we like to watch.
Sure.
We like the WWE. You don't like no balance, bro. You want something crazy. You want some fucking sumo wrestlers. So that's what bodybuilding is. It's the crazy extremists that, you have to take the sacrifice.
Yeah. I was going to ask your opinion on, like, I feel like there's this stigma in bodybuilding and in fitness circles, especially, that if you're too low of body fat percentage or like you're lean and shredded, it's going to mess with your testosterone. And I kind of think to some degree is the opposite. Obviously, if you get like peeled 5-6%,
when they say when you're lean and shredded, when they say shredded, they mean the
like 5%.
Well, not necessarily 5, but anywhere that's lower than optimal, which would probably be like 8 or lower.
Yeah. Okay.
For some people, could be 10 or lower.
Yeah.
If you were super morphic and you were super big as a kid, could be like fucking 12, 15 or lower.
I personally feel like, dude, my test is always great when I'm shredded. Like 8-9%. I feel great.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I feel like I feel the most optimal.
That's kind of surprising, also considering that you were also like me, fatter when you were a kid.
Yeah, I was a chubster. I was chubby.
So you really feel I feel like at optimal. A genuine what do you truly believe is 8%? I've seen you shredded, and when you're shredded, you look like you're around 8%.
Yeah. When I remember Beyond, like, is that what you were thinking? Like Beyond, when I came,
I feel like Beyond was like 9% maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, like around there, I feel pretty damn good mentally,
that's
physically,
good.
Everything.
That's awesome.
Like, digestion's great, mental energy, just all good.
That's good.
Get boners when I wake up.
Nice.
Which, by the way, men, if you are not getting a boner when you wake up, that's kind of a sign. You should be getting boners in the morning. I know it's a little bit kind of off the cuff, but sorry, thought I'd add. It's just good biofeedback. Yeah.
I get boners all the time.
Yeah.
Looking at you.
Whoa. You're gonna make me act up. Stop it.
If you guys want to support us, Young LA, code Nyle, code Sonii. Yep. It's the only way that we can honestly make a living.
Yeah, so that's a big part.
Yeah, it's the only way I can.
And
video editors and everything. So,
Ghost.
And then Huge Supplements is my supplement company. That's code Nyle as well. It's how I get my protein, my organ defenders and stuff, or if I'm doing PEDs, things like Vital also, that's for your cardiovascular system, as well as several pre-workouts and pump products. Obviously, pre-workouts always have caffeine, so I would always recommend you to watch your stimulants, but they can actually be effective at improving your performance in the gym.
For sure.
And then finally, Trenscend HRT. We were talking about a lot of men's health optimization today. And Trenscend is my personal HRT clinic that is bodybuilding friendly and has helped me through a lot of different things, studied my blood work and given me some great recommendations for my health as well. You don't have to get your blood work to get a lot of their medications, but
I think at the minimum, definitely blood work is like,
but
so many people should.
But in general, I always recommend someone gets blood work done.
Huge.
I know that it can be scary for some people to get
it's
it,
like
but
tedious.
But I love doing it.
Yeah, that's
I
work.
fucking love getting
It's
that
the
shit
best
hit.
way to have like a comprehensive view of your health in that moment. Yeah.
Right.
Do it.
So everything under the sun, finasteride, minoxidil, TRT, PCT, HRTs. What else?
Peptides too.
Yeah, all the healing peptides, anything you can imagine. They have some really cool, interesting things, some new stuff, testosterone, epinephrine, and things that are like, there's a new thing that where it's like, it's very interesting. I don't know. I need to do more studies on it. I don't know how I just don't know how reliable of a product it is. Sure. But there's this product that actually suppresses people's appetite and like makes their stomach like digest slower, and it's caused a lot of people to like lose a lot of weight.
Interesting.
I think one of the Kardashians was even like fucking accused of like, using this at some
Kardashians?
point. But anyways,
Definitely worked. Yeah, it's been fun optimizing, trying to like.
Do you do anything else like healing peptide other than those healing peptides? What else do you do for your health? What else do you do to like become Superman? You know?
Yeah, I mean, so I think diet is huge. Obviously, there's a lot of movement around the carnivore diet right now and the animal-based diet, and that's obviously what I subscribe to. If you look at the literature and like the science, like animal foods are the most nutrient foods on the planet.
They are, but I don't. I mean, this is an argument to you, but sure. I don't believe that it validates carnivore diet in any sense whatsoever. However, the carnivore diet is beneficial for some people. For
yeah,
sure. That's.
I'm not strict carnivore. Like
yeah,
I eat other I think the most important thing about the animal-based and carnivore diet is that it eliminates processed foods. It eliminates the most toxic foods from your diet.
Forcing you to have grass-fed also?
Yeah, like super high omega-3s. Omega-3s are huge for inflammation.
Mm-hmm.
Like you want your omega-3 profile to be pretty high, and grass-fed beef is like super high in omega-3s.
So nutritious.
Yeah.
So nutritious.
And protein, and the people aren't even eating enough protein.
Yeah.
Like just straight up, people aren't eating enough protein. And if you eat more protein, you're not going to be as hungry. You're not going to want these other...
It is kind of a crazy, simplistic way of saying like, oh, carnivore diet, eat meat.
Yeah.
Of getting in a lot of nutrition from grass-fed beef, having enough protein because people are actually finally eating a lot more protein, and then taking out all the processed foods because you're forced to eat organic and grass-fed. Like, that's like three of the biggest things.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's just polarizing, right? I think that's why it's gotten so much attention. But you know what,
Plus
man, if it's helping people,
vegetarians and vegans and stuff. So I understand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plus, I don't know. I tried carnivore diet; it didn't work for me. Sure. I ended up having actually some really bad issues. I think with my liver from it.
Oh, really?
What I believe it was because I was still taking my multivitamin.
Oh.
And multivitamin also had vitamin C. And then I don't remember what it was, but on the carnivore diet, I can't quite remember, but there was something that pairs with vitamin C, and you need less of it when you're on the carnivore diet. So you need less vitamin C as well when you're on the carnivore diet. So basically,
iron can be an issue.
Huh?
Iron can be an issue.
Yeah, I think that was actually. I think that was it.
You can have too much iron in your blood.
That probably was. Yeah, that was probably it.
Like Chris, for example, like donates blood just to kind of like cover the bases.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, essentially, I and my family were worried about me potentially getting hemochromatosis because it runs in my family.
Oh.
And those liver issues ran in my family. So my liver my liver enzymes were like fucking above 150s.
What were the symptoms you had?
Absolutely.
Like,
well, there was this is also when I had really, really low testosterone and I didn't realize it. Like this was after I got my pro card and I wasn't running any gear or anything. I stopped doing stuff. I only ran like those orals. I only ran the gear for those like 2 shows I was trying to turn pro, those 2 or 3 shows, maybe 3 shows, stopped after I turned pro, right?
Yeah.
And so then I was just shriveling away out of nowhere. I'm like, what should I do? Maybe I'll try carnivore diet. I tried carnivore diet. And, it only made whatever liver issues I had worse. So
see.
because I wasn't doing it correctly, you know?
Yeah, you kind of got to do it correctly with the carnivore diet. Because like if you go just straight, you're just eating freaking beef all day. Like that's not what you need to be doing. Like you need to make sure you're still getting the nutrients. And like I take like, beef organs, like beef liver.
I did try to eat like beef liver and hearts and stuff. I had like, I tried to follow it, but I didn't realize that like the way you're doing it, the reason that's so nutritious, you're eating grass-fed beef and all these other things. Yeah. The organs are nutritious. You don't need a fucking extra multivitamin. That was my issue, was that I was still taking the multivitamin. Yeah. I didn't even think about it. Yeah. It was just habitual.
I mean, like I eat like avocado, sauerkraut, zucchini, carrots, berries. Like, it's not just like I'm not just eating beef all day. Yeah, because I've definitely done carnivore where I was eating only meat all day and it felt like shit.
Have you ever done ketosis?
Yeah. I like so I think cyclic ketosis is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I think cyclic ketosis is like one of the best approaches to diet that you can do for longevity, for muscle, for energy, everything. Like 2 days, it's just basically carb cycling.
Yeah.
2 days low carb, 1 day carb up. That's it. Simple. And those days where you're like low carb, you eventually get to the point where those days you feel the best.
But it takes a while after the carb day for you to kick back into ketosis.
So this is where like the science isn't fully out.
Yeah, it depends I remember trying to do this and it was confusing.
It depends who you kind of talk to about it and who you listen to. People will say that you can get into a state of ketosis really, really fast if you're metabolically flexible. And metabolic health, then you can kind of like get right back into it, no problem. Especially because so the theory is, and this is when I felt the best, is I do 2 days low carb. The third day I carb up at night, and then I train fasted that next morning. So I'm burning through all that glycogen that I just had that night before, and then by that second day, I'm like already going back into ketosis because I don't even have any more carbs coming into my body.
Right.
So that's
on that third day though.
Second day. Second day.
So you're only in ketosis for 1 day before you carb up again.
Which I don't think you should be in a state of ketosis for that long.
For too long.
Yeah. What's interesting is like there's like marathon runners now who are like doing like full blown keto. Like they're all about it.
That's crazy.
Like ultra marathoners, they're just like running on ketones and protein. Yeah. Just high fat, high protein. Because I mean, carbs in general, I mean, we're finding more and more about like sugar. Sugar is a big driving force in like metabolic syndromes and like disease. So
I think processed sugar is the biggest, honestly.
Oh yeah,
I think it's
high fructose corn syrup is like the worst thing you could put in your body.
I love that shit.
I mean, listen, if you're fine, the way I always see it is like, man, if you're thriving off what you're eating right now, like just don't change anything. Who cares?
Yeah,
you hear all these like fad diets, like you feel great, just keep doing what you're doing.
Like you said, some people don't even know when they feel great.
That's true.
Because they've been stuck in that for so long.
That's true. I would say base it off your athletic capacity, your physical capacity. Because I think every human should be, to some degree, like capable physically. Can you run? Can you do the basics of like, some exercises and feel good doing them and get through it and feel better after?
Yeah.
And if the answer is no, then you probably time to change some things.
And then maybe once you've got that all done, you implement some men's health optimization.
There you go.
Treatments.
Some TRT. Trenscend.
Or another thing, fucking, I think minoxidil and finasteride.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I don't know if you guys know, but I finally started finasteride for the first time, and the RU helped a lot.
Yeah.
But to be honest, finasteride is another game.
Sure.
Finasteride is another ball game. Even if you're like running, if you're running Winstrol or you're running some DHT derived steroids, I'm actually surprised that the finasteride actually helps more than I thought it would be. I thought like if your DHT is that high, because you fucking sometimes it's in the 1,000% when you're running something like that, then I thought like, dude, your DHT is going to still be so high, you're still going to lose so much hair.
Yeah.
But The finasteride really did significantly decrease the amount of hair falling.
Yeah, that's good, man.
It's pretty sick.
That's good.
Yeah.
I've had an interesting experience with hair loss too. Every guy in his 20s thinks he's balding at some point or other.
Well, here's the thing that like hair experts say is that well, if you want to save your hair, you have to start early.
Yeah,
you start the treatments as early as possible.
Yeah.
I'm honestly like even considering starting minoxidil just for the hell of it.
Sure.
But I'm also like, but you have to keep doing it, or else you're gonna go through a shedding phase. And you'll lose more hair.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I've had, so my experience was at 22, I thought I'm fucked. I'm going bald, dude. There's no shot. All my hair's falling out. So I got on finasteride. So I actually took finasteride for a while, and I unfortunately actually had some of the side effects. Like my wiener wasn't as hard, you know, as it would be. And this doesn't happen to everyone.
Yeah, if you do tend to happen to have that happen, there's like a cycling protocol that you can do. So you can come off of finasteride for some time and let it like desaturate from your system for a little bit, and then you will immediately have all the other stuff that you might have feel like that you lost back, and then you can restart the process.
Yeah. So anyways, so I was taking finasteride, and I was like, man, it's kind of working, but I feel weird. It's like messing with me, like my mental too. I think I just got the side effects. Like I wasn't a good responder, and I didn't do the cycle or anything either. And then I kind of like realized this is also part of my health journey to many degrees, was that like my hair would just fall out a shit ton when I just wasn't on top of my stuff. Especially like when my gut was out of whack and I was stressed and not getting good sleep.
Yeah, like that stuff causes your hair to come out.
My hair was
too.
falling out like crazy, dude. I remember one time I did somewhat correlated because I was being unhealthy during that time, but I did like a 24-hour stream on Twitch. I was playing World of Warcraft for 24 hours straight on launch day. And I remember taking a shower after that, and I washed my hair. I shit you not, dude. I like went like this to dry my hair out. Dude, just like hundreds.
Whoa.
Hundreds. I'm not exaggerating. Hundreds. I was like, whoa. And what's crazy is like my hair is super thick now and healthy. And I don't do anything to like, negate DHT. And if anything, I do things to negate like cortisol, keep my gut health right, get the right amino acid profile foods in my diet. So like collagen, getting glycine in your diet, really important too. And yeah, I mean, there's some information in science coming out now that like, hair loss could also be tied to prolactin, elevated prolactin, and just obviously cortisol.
Which means if you guys smoke weed, to probably monitor that.
Could be a thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of information coming out about weed right now. Dr. Huberman just did a podcast on it. Did you hear that? It's really good.
Like very, very recently?
Yeah, it was recent.
Do you know what he said?
Yeah, a lot of stuff about it. I mean, for the most part, he was just like, I don't really recommend that you do this consistently at all. Like recreation, like maybe once a week after the age of 25. That was the most important thing that I found. He's like, and so
You're saying it's worse after the age of 25.
No. It's better. It's better. Like you should do it after the age of 25 if you're going to do it at all. Yeah. Because before the age of 25, obviously your prefrontal cortex is still developing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like your brain is still developing. And there's also like studies like the rate of psychosis in people who are like, EQ, emotional intelligence, seems to be worse in people that smoked a lot of weed when they were younger and then they developed into like being adults. So
emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Yeah. And like rates
especially
of psychosis.
Considering how empathetic it makes you.
Yeah.
How it increases your empathy. But emotional intelligence. I mean, I can see how it like can change the perspective of how you feel about certain things too.
Yeah.
Plus, it raises anxiety, and a lot of people who tend to smoke a lot of weed will have a lot more anxiety that they wouldn't have had originally, and that obviously will affect your emotions around any of your daily activities or whatever you're doing, whatever is in your life. So I don't know. That's some interesting shit though.
It's worth the listen.
Yeah,
anybody.
definitely.
Like definitely, if you smoke weed at all and you're under the age of 25, I highly recommend that you reconsider and listen to the podcast. Just get informed and then make your own decision.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
agree
here
with
to
that.
push any sort of agenda. Keep smoking if you want. I just know that I smoked a lot of weed when I was younger, and I kind of do regret it.
I know the people that follow me know that I smoke, but I'm very like conscious about the amount of smoke.
Yeah.
Dude.
The amount of THC.
I can't talk right now. I'm very conscious about how much I ingest, as you know, with my dosages and everything. And so every time I do smoke, it's simply honestly just a microdose of sorts, and it's for the intention of hopefully incurring a little bit more creativity.
Getting creative,
But I realize sometimes, honestly, it Normally, I just prefer not to do it because I don't want to raise my prolactin. And
Yeah.
I just
It's so
wanna,
funny as you said creativity, like Dr. Huberman brought that up as a point. He's like, well, if you want to be more creative, there's like, breathing exercises you can do. It's like breathe through like one, like with a certain side of your nostril. I think it's like your right one. Cause like that's more
I can't do those because I can't breathe out of my nose ever.
Oh, you can't?
I was born a pug.
Oh.
I just have terrible allergies. I can't breathe.
You breathe weird sometimes.
Fuck you. You breathe weird.
Messing with you, dude. Can you breathe through your nose though? Like no?
Sometimes. Only sometimes.
Do you have sleep apnea?
I'm pretty sure I do. I was getting a test, but that's the one thing that I keep procrastinating.
Oh, yeah, you get that.
Well, it's because I don't want to get a sleep apnea test at home. I need to get an actual fucking sleep study.
Yeah.
Because there's really little point in getting a sleep apnea test unless you're someone who has a very high sleep apnea. Unless you're like in the middle to the high end of the sleep apnea, you have sleep apnea. Then it's a good test to have. Otherwise, you should get a full fucking sleep study. Figure out what's wrong with your sleep, and that requires me going to a lab and sleeping at one. And I've been
be so hard to do.
That's why I've been procrastinating it. I shouldn't procrastinate it. How about you start your vlogs, and I will fucking go to a sleep study this next week, or maybe after the cabin trip.
Probably after the cabin trip.
Yeah, because that's coming up.
Yeah, soon, real soon.
Fuck,
like a week.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's gonna be intense. I'm excited.
Yeah, we're going to go snowboarding and cabin trip with all our friends. Yeah. All our little Asian LA friends.
I'm still pretty sure I'm the only white friend.
Snowboard though.
Like I'm pretty sure I'm the only white guy.
Devin's white.
His mom's Asian. Isn't she?
Devin's. Oh yeah. I think he is half.
Yeah,
he's a half. No, Bryn's Hispanic.
Oh, Bryn, yeah. Is Bryn coming?
I think so. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think so. Yeah. But yeah, I'm not going to be snowboarding because
don't want to risk it.
I now am not risking anything that may cause any hindrance to my my athletic competitiveness for this sport.
That's fair.
So if I can break my leg again, I'm out of squats again for another.
Yeah, you can't.
3-4 months.
Yeah, you can't. You're still healing through that. I feel like. Well,
my leg is good now.
Yeah, but you're a madman. I remember when it was messed up, and you were out raving with us.
Good times.
Yeah, good times. Just remember Nyle like limping.
My left leg was fucking getting strong.
Well, yeah, because of that.
I was just like, dude, I just can't be sedentary. I need to move.
No, that's fair.
And my job requires me to be on my computer a lot in order for me to like edit and send emails and all this shit. So just like you and freaking Chris Williamson, I want to get myself a treadmill and a higher table so I could like do my work and edit emails and shit like that while I'm on a treadmill.
It's a nice productivity
That's cool.
hack.
That's fucking super cool.
Do you know Artemis Dolgan?
Yeah.
Yeah, he like tore his bicep.
Such a classic physique.
Dude, he looks great.
Yeah.
He's a great guy too. I met him in person a few times. He's Ukrainian.
Nice.
And he's cool. But what I was gonna say is like when you have an injury, like I don't think you should just be sitting around. You know what I mean? Like you need to tell your body that like, no, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing and you're gonna heal. You know what I mean? And so like he tore his bicep entirely and I just see him getting after it like 20 days after his surgery. Just like getting after it still, like slowly, like methodically and correctly.
Okay.
Yeah, not like just going crazy, but yeah.
I can't say anything. I do the same thing. I had a surgery and I was in the apartment gym like 5 days afterwards.
But I think that's good if you can tolerate it.
We know our bodies best.
Yeah,
for sure.
Especially bodybuilders
that try to be more conscious about it. Some bodybuilders are not quite as conscious about like what's going on within them.
Yeah.
And you can tell when they're a little bit more susceptible to allowing their new influx of different amounts of hormones to affect their mental thinking and the way that they act about things. It's really, really hard, dude. I think one of the hardest things about bodybuilding is actually the mental stuff you have to go through when you're on the PEDs and about to step on stage. It's crazy sometimes. It's freaking crazy.
Yeah, I heard tren is crazy.
Oh yeah, dude. That's why I haven't never done tren.
You've never done tren?
No.
Oh wow.
But I'm sure that if I compete, I might save tren for when I compete. But the problem with that is I'm really scared of it because I am someone who I'm sensitive to PEDs. Like some PEDs, I can't get sleep. Like I can't get proper sleep.
Oh god.
The Tren is famous for.
Yeah, I've heard
infamous
that.
for that.
I've heard that.
So I feel like if I mean, me saying this right now, manifesting it. What if I'm psychologically making this happen? But like, you know, dude, Tren for me may potentially have me have no sleep at all. Or
how long do you run Tren or something like that?
It really depends. Yeah. Depends on what you're running and when. If I was doing Tren Ace, you know, like before competition, probably just for a few weeks.
Okay.
It's super quick.
Okay.
At least Aces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's scary? What's crazy is like seeing these super young kids get on all kinds of shit. I'm sure you've seen the stories on like social media, like 18, 19.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but at the same time, dude, kids were kind of doing this back in the day too. They were just a lot more quiet about it. Yeah. They were doing these for football and for sports.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I remember a kid in my high school team. He was like taking like a bunch of.
So I didn't even get to do the interview part about the podcast because I was going to ask you questions about your life, but we're going to have to do that on the next one.
Oh shit!
This
people don't even know who I am. I feel like.
Oh yeah,
I'm just a random dude who came on here started talking.
I'm gonna do the intro. Yeah, I'll fucking do the intro now. So, this is Michael Sonii Sherman, better known as Sonii Digital.
Yeah.
Video gamer on Twitch and other platforms, I guess.
I think my whole approach to social media has been just kind of like a roller coaster all over the place. You know, I've done some lifestyle stuff. I've done fitness.
But what are you most known for?
Known for definitely my World of Warcraft.
Oh, okay,
yeah, definitely. Like I was.
Weren't you like rank?
I was the #1 warrior in the world when I was 13 and 14.
That's so sick.
Yeah, and like I used to make like those little like PvP montage videos and stuff.
Yeah,
and, like it had like hundreds of thousands of views back in the day, which is like crazy. And then I stopped playing video games for a while, and then went to university, studied Japanese degree. Senior year, started streaming on Twitch, and then since then, I've just been kind of like plugging at the social media matrix.
But
yeah,
that best friend actually was the one who showed me World of Warcraft, but I wasn't allowed to play because
Seth.
Yeah, Seth. He played World of Warcraft, and he like gave me a World of Warcraft like gift card or something, but I was never allowed to use it. So.
Well, you ended up playing eventually though, right?
Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah, I played eventually when I like got my own laptop and I moved
and you were
away.
Torren.
I moved away from college.
Yeah, you were Torren, right?
Yeah, I was a Torren warrior.
Yeah. Okay, so you know what's crazy? He was a Torren warrior. I'm a Torren warrior. Ziz was a Torren warrior, and Ziz's pose is actually from the
Torren warrior.
Torren pose.
That's so crazy. I always thought it was the other way around. It's kind of cool.
You know, he made a PvP video, Ziz. You can still see it on YouTube. If you type in Aziz, A-Z-I-Z, Torren warrior, you can see in like, it's got to be like 160p. This is the worst quality. You see like a little Torren warrior swinging his sword and stuff.
That's so lit.
Yeah. But yeah.
I feel like all of our OGs came from us on the internet, honestly.
Yeah.
All the original shit. Even our fitness inspos.
Yeah, for sure. Arnie, Ziz. Those are my two.
Yeah. Okay.
That's it.
Michael Sonii Sherman, dude, thanks for being on the podcast. Fucking appreciate you, bro. We're gonna have to do this again for sure.
Absolutely.
It was so fun, dude. Every time we talk, we
could talk for hours.
Yeah,
we could talk for hours.
We could.
Like we had to like actually cut this because I think we would just keep rambling forever.
So where can we find you?
It's just Sonii on Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Sonii, and Twitter as well. If you guys want to like follow my life along, I'm gonna start vlogging.
Yes, you will. Okay, let's go.
Make some car content. Bring you guys into my world of natural kind of fitness and health, and also game a little bit here and there. So
thanks. Awesome. Fuck yeah. And then I fucking forgot, but I have these two questions that I have to ask you because we ask these at the end of every podcast. Cool. First one was, if you were to die tomorrow, what is the first thing you would do right now?
Oh, I'd go be with my mom and my brother and my grandma for sure.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
Family.
Go hang out.
And then if you could have any superpower in the world, what would it be and why?
Oh, it's so hard. I mean, off the top of my head, like teleportation probably.
Why?
Just go vibe out wherever I want at any point.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just Japan.
That's mine.
Really?
Yeah, that's mine. That's what I've been telling people.
Nyle and I are literally like we're best friends and we're the same person. It's insane.
Yeah. That's funny. Oh shit. Okay. Awesome, dude. Yeah. Thanks for being on the podcast, guys. Sonii, Sonii. Support his shit. He's also with Young LA. So I just fucking keep rambling. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you guys. Please subscribe to the podcast. And the best way to support us is by rating us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts
Hell
or
yeah.
Spotify. So
Hell
thank you guys.
Peace out.
Peace.